Hello. Hey, what's going on, guys? Good afternoon. Welcome. Today we're going to be building the Golden Warrior. Yes, some of you may recognize it. Looks a bit like a just trying to think how I can call it. A little bit like a what's another synonym for heavy? Large armament loadout for a custom 100 seasons, something like that. So yes, not only, obviously this is styled after the Hyakushiki, but not just the regular Hyakushiki, actually the Hyakushiki Kai specifically. And the way that the construction works is kind of interesting here. The kit actually came in 2 boxes. There's like a box for everything, all the armor and like most of the frame, and there was a second box that had like all the frame, the rest of the frame, and then also like the metal parts. There's metal parts that we're going to use for the frame. And you kind of have to like build those sections first, but the way I have it separated is I just have like all the parts for the leg, that's the frame and the armor, so I'll have to kind of like switch back and forth. So when I get all the parts out for the leg, we'll have to build the frame part first, and I'll switch to the other manual for like the rest of it. And I saw in here there was a note that we were supposed to skip a part of the construction. I guess there's part of the instruction manual that shows you how to build this if you're using it with the frame of the Bandai Master Grade Hyakushiki. I think that that's what this part is, although I'm not entirely sure. So I don't know. I've got all the parts here cut out, or maybe not. I don't know. I know I saw in the item description there's apparently a part that shows you how to use this if you're using parts from the Hyakushiki frame. Although I don't know. Anyway, let's just get on with it and we'll find out anyway. So one thing I can tell you about this kit right away is that number one, almost everything's undergated. All the gold parts are undergated, and a lot of the other parts are undergated as well. So that, and the other thing is that there's just a lot of parts, a lot of parts. So it's going to be a lengthy construction process, I think. So let's get into it. This part, I think that's for the waist, so we'll just put that there. Yeah, here's our metal parts. These are numbered 13 through 21 there. We want, okay, parts 10, 11, 12 are not in there. Hopefully they're not missing. Hopefully they're just omitted. Same with parts 3 and 4. So hopefully the fact that they're not in there doesn't mean that they're missing. So I am getting this kit slightly early. As in, this kit has not arrived here in stock at USA Gundam Store yet. It's supposed to arrive next week. That's what I heard. It's supposed to be a Monday, but in case it's not Monday, it should be shortly after. It was supposed to already arrive this week, but got delayed due to customs, which you already knew that if you watched the live stream this morning with Adam and I. We talked about that. I let you guys know that I was going to be building this. And so anyway, you can just basically make the base kit without all the full armor. So you can make it not as the full armor if you don't want to. Just the regular, not Hyakushiki Kai. And so it's kind of like steps. You build it all up entirely first in the manual, and then you go back and build like the full armor parts and add them on. So anyway, the way that I'm going to be building it is going to be a little bit different, just because we're going to build like all the torso stuff all at once. So instead of building like the frame parts here in this manual, and then the rest of the frame parts, and then going to the manual here, and then we would build like the regular, like the base body frame, and then later we would build the full armor parts for the torso. Yeah, we're just going to build it all at once. So let's get into it. Looking forward to the RG Shining. Yes, me too. I got it in, and I will be building that. I'll be live building that one, I think, next week. So look forward to that. Alrighty. So because this kit has a lot of parts, it's going to be a lengthy live build. So hopefully you guys are ready for that. I'm prepared mentally as much as I can. But yeah, it is going to be a long one. We may not even finish. I don't know. We'll see. We should have plenty of time at least to finish most of the build here. But yeah. Yes, I'm back from vacation. It was a good vacation. Check out the video recapping my trip if you guys are at all interested. Thanks to everybody who has checked out the video already. Is it ABS? So I'm not entirely sure. It does seem like a lot of the gray parts in particular are ABS. Yes, it does seem that way. Okay, we need the metal parts 5 and 6 here as well, and 7. Are there 2 sets of these? There should be. All right, here we go. 5, 6, 7, and the 8 and 9 parts. I think that's for the arms. So we'll go ahead and just put those together while we're here too, because I've got all the parts out here already for us, just for like the top of the arms. Looks like, but I kind of goofed. I think I cut those parts out here together with this section. So that's fine. How you been, mate? Black Country Apex Nerd. I've been pretty good. Been tired. It's been, a rough readjustment. Like 3 weeks gone there was like long enough to get adjusted to the time over there. I had to turn around and readjust back. So yeah, I've been tired for sure. But also this week in particular, so last week I was here. I got back Wednesday night, and then I was here Thursday for half the day, and then Friday for the full day. But so it was not that much. But this week it has been very busy because I started working on this new project, which I'll tell you guys about at some point. I'm still not exactly sure when is the best time to put you guys in the loop on this new project. So I'm just kind of a bit worried about when's the right time to do that. Anyway, so I've just been really busy because I've been working on like all other kind of normal stuff, as well as this new project that I started. So yeah, it's been a very busy week, even though I'm kind of tired still from the trip. Kind of hit the ground running on that, and yeah, kind of gonna power through it for the next couple months on that project. All right, so here's like the core of the torso inner frame. So there's a bunch of metal parts in here so far, and I will say I like the fact that we're able to build the entirety of the frame on our own. like when it comes to metal parts for the frame, it's not something that I honestly really care that much about. Honestly, I would kind of prefer no metal parts, just because for me, they don't really provide that much benefit. And how does this go in here? Oh. And I don't know. Yeah, they just are not. It's not really for me. Not a huge fan of metal parts on my kits, but I definitely prefer this rather than like the pre-built metal frame. That's basically what we're making, where it's like a mix of like metal parts for the joints and then like plastic parts for everything else. That's usually what you get in kits like this, where it's just pre-built. But in this case, we get to actually just build everything ourselves. So I definitely prefer this. It's like there's not really any benefit to having a pre-built frame. I mean, if you're getting a model kit, it means like you're wanting to build it. If I wanted something that was already pre-built, you just get like a metal build, right? So those parts are going to be for the arms. We'll set those there. And that's it for the like pre-built frame part of the frame. So with that, we can then switch to the regular instructions, which is where it's going to continue on. Are you reviewing the Saturnine, Zach? What is that? I don't know. If you can move back to Korea, would you do it? Yeah, but not right now, because of the reason of why we moved was for our kids. So, yeah, as I've talked about, and I talked about this in my video that went up yesterday, the AMA video. There was the same question there. I answered it in that video, along with a lot of other stuff. You can check out that video. There's a lot of good questions for this one. And anyway, yeah, my wife and I are certainly very open to the idea of moving back at some point. We're considering it, possibly moving back. I forgot this part here, but I think I can figure out where it's supposed to go. Possibly moving back later, once the kids are grown up. So, like 15 years later or something like that. It's a possibility. But then we would be, away from our kids. Our kids, they're grown up and out of the house, but still, like, I don't know if we'd want to be on the other side of the world from them, So, I don't know. We're certainly very open to the idea, but I'm not sure if or when that might happen. Ooh. Yeah, thank you. The last month flew by, David. Well, I certainly hope that it flew by in terms of like the content on my channel, or I guess what I mean to say is that I hope it was not even noticeable that I was gone, because I tried to have a lot of stuff prepared ahead of time, videos and posts and things like that I can put up while I was gone, so that there was not really much of any noticeable gap in terms of the content. So hopefully that was the case. This part, it's not supposed to be like that. Hang on. Can't quite get this part in here how it's supposed to go. I need my tweezers. Come on. like doesn't want to fit in there exactly right. Unless that's the wrong one, unless the left and the right side are a little bit more different than I thought. Let's see. They don't appear to be. Oh, apparently they are. Okay. They don't really look that different, but apparently different enough that it's not going to fit in there if you try to put the wrong one. Okay. Yeah, there certainly wasn't as many videos as what I normally would upload while I was gone. It was like, but it was still 4 a week, I think, about something like that. So not too bad in terms of keeping up the flow. I tried to have like a mix of stuff in there as well. So anyway, have to keep the algorithm happy. But this part is not keeping me happy. Let's see. Keeps wanting to not quite hop onto here. Oh, that would help to put it in the right spot. There we go. So far, the very small couple of issues that I've had have been entirely user error. So far the fit is good on everything. And as you might not really be able to tell quite yet, but we're already down to not too many pieces here still left, and we're kind of almost done with the base torso. Actually, this is the very last step here. These couple of clear parts we need to put in. And from there, we'll go on to the full armor parts. And what I'm thinking to do is, while we're here, I'll build everything, but I think I will not put on the full armor parts at the moment, so that in the review I can show like the base kit without all the full armor parts on, and then add all the full armor parts. Otherwise, I mean, if I build it all up, that means I have to take everything off and put everything back on again, and you guys understand that's just a lot of work. I can build the parts now, and then we'll just add them on in the review. And so right now, what that will give us is just the base kit. So that's this section here, and does have, it looks like, an opening cockpit, right? So here, zoom in a little bit there for you. So we got the nice clear blue up there, little gold vents. The cockpit does open up here. Close that back down. And you can see those metal parts for the shoulder frame. There's metal parts for this part at the base of the torso frame there as well. So then we can skip ahead in the manual to where we build the armor parts for this. So basically, it's gonna mean we're going to switch off those, switch onto these. Okay, I'm realizing there's not a whole lot to like actually build. It's just kind of like adding these other parts onto here. Here's a section that we can build. This bit here. Hey, what's going on, Jim? Looking forward to this build and review. I hope I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Doing pretty good. As I said a moment ago, been very tired this week, adjusting back. But otherwise, I'm doing all right. How's the plastic quality? So far seems pretty good. Yeah, everything seems to be fitting pretty firmly, pretty securely. So that's good. Not noticing anything in particular. So I think it's kind of pretty good so far, but we'll see. We're still on like the torso, which is a section that doesn't really need to do a whole lot. Kind of once we get down to the like arms and legs and that stuff, areas that actually need to move and do more, that's where kind of the rubber is going to hit the road, as it were. And we'll see how it holds up. But I'm feeling pretty good about it so far. I think it's pretty nice. Whoa, hang on. It's just supposed to be like that, huh? Okay. So even though, based on like how you're kind of supposed to build it on the kit, it's kind of working out for the moment anyway, just building it kind of separate, and then I'll just be able to just pop this onto the kit later, this whole like front section. Like that. There you go. Ah, okay, this is an option part. Anyway, so I was looking at this like, oh, wait a minute. And I was kind of wondering why there's two of these sections. So yeah, you have an option for which one you want to do. Usually when it comes to option parts like that, I like to stick with just whatever's on the box art. So I'm going to use this one. But there is a different option for that, just as a heads up. Mm-hmm. Then what about these other gold parts? I think I missed a couple of... Oh, okay. Yeah, those go on... Oh, so yeah, no wonder. These go on the front of the chest. Torso bit here. No wonder that's looking a bit empty there. A couple of parts I forgot about. Like that, right? I didn't check the instructions. Let me go back and look. Yeah, okay. I think that's right. Yeah. Good enough. There we go. So there's a bit more gold on the base torso than I originally had on there, than I originally showed you guys a moment ago. Yeah, in terms of the plastic quality, the fit seems pretty good. I'm noticing like a teensy little bit of flash around in a couple areas here and there. Really not that much, and really not anything more than like what you would see fairly typically on like a kit from Bandai. So far pretty good, I think. I love the fact that the chest has these like bunny ears here. And this part here. So essentially, wait, get on there. When did we add this part here on the bottom? Okay, yeah, it was before adding this gray part, so kind of goofed. Can I add this on? Can I squeeze it on there? I'm gonna try. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Let's take that off, which means, I think that means we're gonna have to take off this part entirely. My bad, guys. Sorry, I goofed. As I said, there's a lot of parts with this kit. All right, good. So we can take that off separately like that. And put that on there where that was supposed to go. And then hopefully this can go back on here. Okay, good. So, yeah. All right, there we go. He goofed. Is $40 enough to commission repainting an MGXS? No, is that a joke? It's basically you have this front section. So you're gonna replace these gold bits on the top of the torso with like connection piece, and then basically this is just gonna fit right over the front, and then this piece here on the back fit over the back. So you just basically have this front and back section that are gonna fit over the torso as it is, and that's gonna make your full armor, chest armor there. Let's go back then to the head. Now the head also has some separate instructions here for the LED unit, which requires a battery. And let's see if I have a battery for this or not. Well, let's also get our head parts out here. That battery case provides us with this convenient little tray here for our parts. That's nice. The head obviously has some pretty small parts. This is advertised as 1/100 scale master grade, and with what I heard about it being compatible with the MG 2.0, then that gives you a sense of how big the kit is and everything. Let's see. Here's my box of batteries. Let's see if I have what we need. So it says LR60 batteries, and the problem is we need one or two. Why is there two of these sets? Oh, where's the other one go? Is that in the backpack or something? Oh, okay, no, that's, wait. Those ones go in the backpack. This one goes in the head. Okay. This one for the head. This one's LR60. They're gonna be little ones. Let's see. LR I64. 64, I think this is right. It says 164. Okay, well, yeah, 164. All right, awesome. So at least we'll have the LED working here for the head. As far as the batteries for the backpack, looks like I might not have those. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, that's too bad. Well, at least we've got these here for the head, so. How do they go in? Should be like this, right? Let's see. And then just tap on with the magnet. Oop. Well. Okay, I must have the batteries backwards. Yep. Let's see. Oh! Yeah, it's on. I turn it off. There you go. Oh, okay. Nice. So, okay. Doesn't look like the LED is going to be that dramatic. But anyway, at least you guys will be able to see that, which is good. It's nice to be able to test that out for you guys. I don't always have the right batteries on hand. Oh, no. You know, sometimes I will go out and try to get the batteries for you. Sometimes I'll just say, screw it. Wait, what? Because... Oh, okay. Oh. I see. It's interesting. So it's basically at this step 1, 3, where we're going to put the battery in here. put the LED down in there first, and then battery kind of goes back here. Okay. Kind of tricky. Let's see. Come on. Kind of tricky to keep the LED where it needs to be and get the battery where it needs to be, all while trying to get this part on here at the same time. There we go. I think I got it. Okay. Don't tell me I was supposed to put this part on first. Okay. All right. So, popping in for a bit. Any plans to build and review the Fat Cat 1/100 scale 2.0 RG? What's that? There's so much stuff coming out these days, especially like this kind of like third-party stuff and things like that. Honestly, it's hard to keep up for me. So, yeah, as you may have noticed, you guys sometimes ask me about something, and I'm just like, what? That. Now, once we get this on here, then I'm really anxious to try the LED again to see, because it didn't seem all that bright, but I'm curious to see how bright it's gonna be once everything's all put together. So there's our head all built. It does look really cool, I gotta say. And let's give it a go. Oh, there we go. All right, here. I was touching the wrong spot. Let's see. Kind of have to get the, there you go, kind of have to get it just right. So you can see our face here. You kind of have to touch the battery like right where the base of the antenna is. Seems to be the sweet spot to turn that on and off. Come on. And off. There we go. Off. Yeah, so it really only kind of lights up that little bit there at the top. So not that dramatic, but it's kind of cool. It doesn't really light up the eyes all that much either, so kind of a shame that it doesn't do more, but pretty cool. You do have this other little bit here, which is what you're supposed to add for the full armor aspect of it. Put that back aside here for the moment. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, so for making it into the full armor, you're supposed to kind of take apart the head and then just add this little visor part on the front of the eyes. Right there. So we'll do that later. And with that, let's move on to the arms. Okay. We already built the pre-built frame part of the arms, so that's done. Yep. But again, we're gonna build like the main section, just like the base arms, and then we have like a bunch of full armor parts, the shoulder, and then 2 different option parts for the forearm actually. There's a bunch of parts here, as you'll notice. And it's only going to get more intense as like the legs have even more parts. It's just, oh, I'm realizing we're still zoomed in, sorry. Is the gold sufficiently undergated? Yeah, Snowy, yes. I did mention that earlier. Yeah, the gold is undergated, and then a lot of the other parts are undergated as well, even when they don't really need to be. Okay, there's everything for the arms. I love the alien-looking head of the not Hyakushiki Kai. But wait a second. Oh, here we go. Skipped that part there. Right. Okay. Oh, really? Huh? Yeah. Okay. The instruction, I think that's a error in the instructions, it looks like. Yeah, it is. There's a little amendment page here, which I hadn't noticed. But yeah, in the manual, it shows it the other way. But I mean, I think it's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory to figure that out on your own. Just this part here, rather than fitting this way, in the manual, it shows you to put it that way. But obviously, that's wrong. It's just not going to fit right. So I think it's pretty simple to figure out. Up next, this part here, arm frame. And L22. Let's see which one is that. I think this one here, right? Mm-hmm. Would seem. Okay. Does this kit come with a metal frame? So yeah, as you may have missed in the earlier part, it does come with metal parts, not a full metal frame. Basically the same. Like when you get kits, if you've ever got any kit that comes with like a pre-built inner frame where it's like partly metal and then partly plastic, it's basically that. And it's not pre-built, you just have to put it together yourself. But that's essentially what we get with this. As you're noticing here, like on the arms, the only metal part for the arms is just around the connection part to the shoulder. And that's it. So it's maybe a little bit less metal than some other kits, or like what you may be thinking. There's not a ton of it, but it's a fair amount. We've got different parts here for the forearm. And yeah, I want to make sure I got the right ones here. other forearm parts are meant for the full armor, so we're probably gonna have to swap those out later. Ooh, looking good though. You have to say I do really like the shade of gold that they have for this. I think it does look really nice. Kind of more orangish kind of gold. I like it. What do you guys think? It's good or no? It's very different from like the Master Grade 2.0, for example. It's in that sort of like champagne gold. I like this one though. You have swappable fingers. So the thumb is articulated and the fingers are swappable, which is the first that I've noticed so far. There could have been maybe one or two that I didn't notice, but the first nub mark that I missed so far, but I'm sure that's only going to be the first of probably many, because as I said, this kit has a lot of parts, and it's something that I was kind of chipping away at home over the course of this past week. And yeah, just amongst all those parts, it's very possible that I could have missed a nub here or there. So there's our arms. The gold looks nice, a lot of really nice exposed detail here on the inside. The fingers, I'm noticing, are popping out very easily. So that's going to be annoying because they're just going to be falling out a lot. But hopefully, all right. But hopefully won't be too annoying. So how do you deal with the nub marks on pre-painted kits? Infernal asks. So yeah, all the something that we've been talking about undergating. If you're unfamiliar, undergating just means that the gate or the nub is placed rather than like on the side, on the edge of the part, it's placed on the underside, so that when you cut the part from the runner and then you remove the nub, it's on the underside, and so it's placed on a part of the gold that's going to be either invisible or much less visible. So the idea is that it will be hidden, and so fortunately with this kit, that is the case, that it's largely undergated, and so a lot of the nubs are going to be hidden, so you don't need to worry about it. As I said, even a lot of the non-plated parts are also undergated. This red part also, yeah, I'm worried is going to be kind of popping out. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this, actually, just enough to hold the part in place, because I don't want it falling off and getting lost. But if I ever want to disassemble the kit for painting or whatever reason, it's not going to be like permanently stuck on there. It will be permanently fixed, but not in a way that will make it impossible if I ever want to take it apart to paint. Okay, got that. Usually I don't like to glue anything before reviewing a kit, just because usually I just wouldn't glue anything before painting anyway. But the other reason is just that I want, when I review the kit, I want to review it in a way of like how you and any normal person would usually experience the kit. And so I want to share the kit in like kind of like in the review. I want to share it in sort of like a raw experience, and that being, with parts falling off, I want it to be falling off in the review so that you guys can see that. Otherwise, I mean, like, it could be like a crappy kit and like the fit is just awful and like giving me loads of problems. But if I just glue it all ahead of time and then in the review just tell you like, yeah, it's great, see, it's solid as a rock, and then you guys get the kit and be like, wait, everything keeps falling off, I have to glue all these parts. You could, I would not blame you for then coming back and being like, how come you didn't tell me that like this kit had all these loose parts and everything like that? So that's why want to present the kit to you guys in a way that it's clear that you might have these issues. So anyway, yeah, so for these parts for the arm, the option parts, looks like I'm gonna like just loosely put some of these parts together here, and then we'll like actually put them on to the kit later in the review. I'm not really sure what the difference is. The other forearm, I think this is just meant to be just sort of like a little like shield kind of thing here. Like this. The other option part is like a missile launcher kind of thing. Like a little, it's got like a little missile pod and like a little door. A little part that like moves from the back of the arm to the front. Very similar to like the crossbone Gundam. It's like that's one option here for like the back of the arm. If you want to have that on there. The other option, yeah, like I was saying, is you kind of have to remove those armor parts. You have to swap out these parts here on the side. We'll put those there. And then, yeah, this kind of like, it's kind of like missile parts. So like the crossbone, it's like the part from the back of the arm moves around to the front, where instead of the crossbone it has like the beam brand. In this case, it'd just be like this sort of missile pod thing here like that. So probably what I'm gonna want to do with mine is do like a mix, and I'll have to look again at like how it looks in the manual. It should be like that. Huh? Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, okay. Is that... So ultimately, it's gonna be like what, like this, okay. A lot of pieces. There you go. I don't know, something about this these like missile pod parts here just reminds me of like a spider head, or like Black Arachnia from Beast Wars or something. I don't know, or a Tarantulas, I guess would also make sense. Okay, and then our full armor shoulder parts here as well. These obviously we'll add later on also. I just think the full armor look is too busy. Well, if you're not a fan of the full armor look, with this set anyway, you can opt not to put the full armor parts on. It's certainly an option. That wouldn't give you like a lot of leftover parts. I mean, then you could use like for kit bashing or something like that, I suppose. Mm-hmm. There we go. All right. So these shoulder parts will just basically fit around the existing shoulder armor. And there's a piece just on the top that's gonna kind of just hold everything together. For right now, I'm just gonna put that on there like that temporarily. And then this part just kind of fits over the side here as well. Like that anyway. There's our full armor shoulder parts. So yeah, basically just fits over the top of that essentially. Looks pretty cool too, I gotta say. So, but yeah, if you didn't want the full armor, you can just build a kit like this, or you can kind of get in a sense of how that's looking. Let's go ahead and put the other arm together here real quick, about as quick as we can. Anyway, obviously, it's a lot of parts, takes a little bit of time. So there is the JAL Colors Gundam kit, and there have been ANA Colors Gundam. What are your thoughts on Korean Airlines color kit? Would be cool. I don't think it's ever going to happen though. I just don't think that they would make that, but it would be cool. We did get that Gundam Base Astray, the Gundam Base Korea Astray kit. So as far as like any sort of like Korean brand crossover, but even that, it was like just the Korean branch of the Gundam Base. To be like a full collaboration between like Bandai and just like a Korean company, I don't know, I feel like it's less likely, let's say. But it would be cool. When will Bandai give the US a life-size Gundam? I don't know. I just don't think that that's probably in the cards for us, unfortunately. Gundam, like as a franchise, and you know, sort of unrelated, Gunpla doesn't really necessarily make a difference how popular Gunpla is as a hobby. But just Gundam's as a franchise in terms of popularity is certainly growing in popularity here, but still I don't think it's still probably yet anywhere near to the level it would need to be in order to warrant like Bandai investing to making something like that. I think it's much more likely that they would build another one in Japan or something first, because you got to think about it, they probably like building something like that in Japan, they probably get like government benefits to build something like that because it encourages tourism and everything. So it's probably that added incentive to build in Japan rather than building something like that in another country. So Unfortunately, I don't think that it's likely. But even if they just opt to build something new in Japan, I mean, that's still pretty cool because, you can always go and visit. I would rather have a new life-size Gundam in Japan than none at all, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Want a Gundam theme park? I don't know what exactly that might entail. Gundam theme park. Yeah. Where's that? Oh. Uh-oh. Nub mark number 2. Nub number 2 that I missed. That I've noticed that I missed so far. Ow, ow, ow. And hand part there. All right. Third-party 100 scale Kshatriya live build soon would be great. I don't plan to, but no, never say never. I wasn't planning to build this one either, actually, but I happened to receive one early, so it's a good opportunity to build and share my thoughts with you guys. But it was not one that I was planning on building, actually. Oops. Let's see. This one here. Okay, there we go. It's that part just for the back of the arm, kind of like skipping around here, just kind of putting together sections as I can recall. Anything that I can put together without having to check back in the manual, just kind of going ahead with. And most of this I'm okay with putting together off of memory. It's all pretty straightforward. As far as any markings, this does come with some waterside decals, as you may expect. I can show this to you guys here in just a second. Give me a moment. As I'm finding that this is kind of moving along kind of briskly, so if I can just get this arm done and dusted here real quick. Then I'll show you the decals, and we can move on to the waist section. Oops. We're supposed to put that on first. Only part of the arm here that I think I'm gonna have to check back with the manual is gonna be for the missile launcher part, arm parts. Oop. There's our upper body done. Speaking of water slides, I love Bandai's quality, but my god, are their water slides terrible. I mean, are they terrible? I don't know if I would say that they're terrible, but I take your point. Ooh. Fortunately, looks like I do remember how to put this section together well enough without having to check the manual. It doesn't seem like I'm messing anything up. So that's good. There's that. And yeah, upper body is done. Let's move on to the waist, where I think we did have a section here that we need to put together first. Funnily enough, the entry grade wing released early somewhere because a person already had it. I saw a picture of floating in a group. It's interesting. I'm sure it was like a photo that like just somebody had it, because sometimes kits like that, there's like one or two people, especially like reviewers there in Japan, like Schizphonic or somebody like that do on the occasion get kits like very slightly early. You may see like people starting to share like photos of them building the kit like at home a few days before the release. Could be like that, or yeah, it could just be that the retailer happened to get the kit a little early and didn't wait to start selling it when they were supposed to. The longer part should be towards the back, which, okay, it's this part. And then our metal part here. Ooh. Wow. All right. Are you interested in going to Bandai's new factory? Of course, yeah, why not? Are you inviting me? There's one channel in Mandarin that gets third parties insanely early. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Doesn't review Bandai items though. Yeah, no, he probably wouldn't. Wasn't built, it was at a shop or something. Okay, interesting. The most common Gunpla phrase for me, this part goes that way. Yeah, pretty much that's how it goes. Waist section. This is not what I was looking for, but oh. Oh, let's go back. Here it is. Step 1. Oh, and I'm very curious. There was a couple of parts. There's a couple of parts on the weapon, parts that had a little bit that I was really not sure if it was meant to be, if it was a nub or if it's an actual part of the piece. So I was thinking, oh, I need to check the manual. I haven't checked that yet, so we'll see. That's not until the weapons though, so it's a little while later. That. All right. Our front skirts. How do you feel about a Wing Gundam Char custom? I mean, I don't know. Don't think that it's something that I would make, but why not? Wait a second. That's right here. Usually cutting out all the parts like this, some people are like, how can you do that? How can you tell which part's which? It's like usually pretty easy to figure out. I mean, like, if I need this part in the manual and it's part, it happens to be part K12, I'm looking at the manual, I'm like, I have no idea which part's K12, but obviously, I mean, there's only one part here that looks like this, so it's pretty easy to figure out. But on the occasion, you have like little parts like this here, this little red bit that fits around this vent detail here on the front, where the left and right side, it's a small part, so it's really difficult to see in the manual. Like, they're definitely different, the left and the right side. It's kind of hard to tell. That does happen on the occasion where it causes me to pause for a second to have to figure out exactly which part it is, but it's really kind of about the worst of it. Usually it's not that bad. Come on. Oof. Got it. Okay. So, these we're supposed to put on first. That, like that. Would have been cool if the back skirt was not one solid piece, but it's kind of okay. There we go. All right. As for the side skirts, so there's that. When do we build the side skirts then? Because that's it for that. So I'm guessing we build the side skirts, yeah, here at like the end of the leg construction. That's going to be, oh, L8. Those parts I have with the leg parts. Okay, so we'll get back to that then. Because one really cool thing that this manual does, actually, that works really well for me in the way that I build. If you look right here, so like here for this next section, which would, I know I'm zoomed in like a little too much, for the backpack, and really like this. Yeah, it's still kind of too much. Other way. Anyway, you can see what I mean. So for the backpack, it tells you not only the runners you're going to use, but the exact parts. So all the parts. So when I was going through and like cutting out all the parts to separate them for the build, I don't even have to look at this section, which is great because, you know, going through here is kind of, it takes some time. You know, I have to go through, make sure I don't miss any parts, cut out all the parts that are needed. I don't even have to do that. I just go look at the list and then just go on the runner and cut out this part from that runner, put them into this section. So the only thing is that, like, for like these side skirt parts, had I just been referring to the image, I would have cut these parts out and put them together with the skirting armor section of the build and not put those parts together with the leg. But because they're in the section of the manual that builds the legs, I know I've got them there with the leg parts. So it's kind of a small little aside there, but I do like the fact that they have it like that in the manual. Okay. All right, so yeah, all the other side skirt parts, or those parts anyway, we can't really do anything with at the moment. So we can start the leg. Kind of dreading building a leg, just because there's so many parts. But we'll see how it goes. I think if the arms were any indication, building the arms was pretty straightforward. I mean, there's a lot of parts, but I mean, it was actually, as you saw, like building the second one took like no time at all. It was very quick. It just, you know, building the first one, I have to follow the manual carefully, make sure I don't miss anything. Then after that, it's pretty smooth sailing. Chat, I'm sorry I caved and bought this kit. As you should. So far, I mean, it seems really nice. And I don't recall. Oh, actually, I think I do recall. On the price, at least on the USA Gundam Store website, I think, if I remember correctly, it was like $120. Let me see. Yeah, with the metal frame parts, and then also, I don't have it as this. Like I said, this is an early version. But I know what is also included. Yeah, it's 120. What is also included if you buy like the kit just normally from the website, there's like a separate stand that you're also gonna get. So hopefully I can, because this is just gonna, after I'm done building and reviewing this is just gonna be on display here in the storefront. So hopefully I can get one of those stands just for the display. Hopefully I can get one to show you guys in the review as well, because it would make sense to show you in the review, because if you're gonna be buying the kit, it is something that you're gonna get. So, okay. A couple of these larger pieces that I know is for like the full armor, I'm gonna move out of the way here first, just so it's less parts in my face. But okay, PC5. First goes with metal part, say 19, 20, 21. Metal parts here for the ankles. Have you reviewed the Super Mini Pla, Zach? I have reviewed one SMP release before that was Big O, I think, if I remember correctly. Didn't I? PC5 part here. Sure, we're gonna need that one. Anybody see PC5 hiding somewhere? I should know all the polycaps here are not like typical like soft polycap material. They're kind of just like regular ABS parts like everything else. It bit me. 3, this part is gonna fit into there. It should. Pop. It's quite a tough one. All right. Third parties go hard. Sending down every possible joint and leg is a pain, though. I mean, with this one, I wouldn't think that you need to do that much sanding on it. I don't get that impression so far. You should be pretty okay. So far, everything's fitting together pretty nicely. That said, if you are like planning on painting or anything like that, then it does make sense to go through all the proper prep work. Let's see what we need. Some more metal parts here, 13 and 14. And I think all of this whole section here is all for the legs. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out all these while we're here. Those metal parts for the lower leg, those for the knee joint, and these for the hip joint, looks like. Metal parts at the ankles, the hip, and the knees, and the lower leg, which all kind of makes sense, except for like the lower leg is kind of odd. Okay, there's that. Which one do you actually prefer, Zaku or Maschinenkrieger? I do enjoy both, but I mean, I don't know. It feels like it would be wrong to deny the Zaku. But you guys know I do enjoy Maschinenkrieger. I think one of the main reasons why I enjoy Maschinenkrieger model kits as much as I do is just because they give me a nice break from Gunpla all the time, which I love Gunpla, and you know, it's great. Gunpla and everything else, I should say, not only Gunpla. I mean, it's just kind of it's just something different. It's kind of like, of the many different things that I build, you know, between Gunpla and other mecha model kits like this, like Motoroid and Mecha Musume model kits, 30 Minutes Missions, 30 Minute Sisters, and all that. Maschinenkrieger is like the most different thing. So I think that's one of the reasons why I do enjoy it as much as I do. It's because it just gives me something different. So that's always nice. And I just enjoy the designs. You know, they're just cool model kits. So yeah. Oof. It's pretty tight. Definitely gonna have to make sure to bend stuff around, loosen it up a little bit before we start playing with it too much. Got that there. It's 2 little piston detail parts here. I've been wanting to do a car model kit, but I need to paint it. That's true. Usually, although we actually now carry their this series of snap fit kits from Aoshima here, which you can see, David, next time you're here. Maybe you've seen them here in the storefront, but next time when you're here for a build day or whatever, check out the snap fit kits, because they're pretty nice. And obviously, like, painting them is going to make them look better, but you don't necessarily need to. They're made to look good, just like right out of the box, as the name would have you believe. Snap fit, in that they're meant to just be kind of like very beginner friendly. A16. This one, right? No, I don't think so. A little bit different. One of the things that is giving me a little bit of trouble putting this kit together is that sometimes it's kind of hard to tell the scale of the parts. The other thing, like when looking at, I don't know which number, which part is. It's like right now I'm looking for part A16. I have no idea which part is A16. I can usually just tell just by visually identifying it. But sometimes if the scale is not right, like I'll be looking, because like in the manual it looks like a pretty small piece, but actually it's like larger. Oh yeah, it was the Gunbuster, not the, oh, thank you, Revan. Yeah, the SMP kit that I reviewed. You're right, Gunbuster. Anyway, I'll be looking for the part and thinking it's like really little, and I can't find it. It turns out it was like much larger than I expected, or vice versa. So sometimes that can get me. Now, as for this, so it's A16, so it's a gold part, I know, because runner A is gold. And it looks sort of like this, but that's not quite right. So let's see. Guessing this is going to be a case of either I'm like looking right at it and it just looks different from how it does in the manual, so it's kind of like throwing me off, or it's not that part that doesn't fit on there, or I might have it in the wrong spot here. Less likely, but it's possible. Let me just check here real quick. I can't seem to find it. A16. Other option is that it's in like very the wrong place. All right, so it's probably here. Let me just check again here real quick. A16. I'm sure it was a gold runner here. 16. Okay, it's right there. Is that it? No, it's definitely not that one. It's not that. Interesting. I may have to come back to that. Let's let's do this. Let's put a pin in that for a moment, and let's build part of the full armor parts. This will get some of these parts out of the way for us, so that it'll just kind of be like less that we're having to look at here. And then what tends to happen sometimes when I do this is I'll like, okay, put a pin in that, we'll put this other section together first, and then the part that I was trying to find will be very obvious. It'll be like right there in front of my face. Sometimes I'm just like looking right at it and just not seeing it. I saw the manual for the Kshatriya, and it was a whole magazine. The water slide is a whole sheet of paper. So it means like an A4 size sheet for the decals. I mean, it does look pretty cool. I may end up building one or not. I'm basically just kind of waiting. When it comes in, I'll decide. Really? Can you not? Just hop onto there, will you? No, you want to. Okay. Does the gold in this kit have those nasty swirls? No, it's not molded gold at all. It's all pre-painted, so it looks great. The swirls, as I'm assuming what you're referring to, is like what is a product of the gold injection process on like a injection gold. But yeah, this is not that. So no worries, it's all plated. Oh, and if you are wanting to strip the gold plating and repaint this yourself, just as a heads up, the plastic itself is in like a just a kind of yellowish color. If you're at all curious about that. Not sure if that part's on there all the way, but I guess it is like that. That's our like knee armor part. Move these again. Let's see. Did we have two of the A runner? No, there's only one. There was 16. And what's the other one? Still like pondering about that missing part, because there should be two of them, but it's on the A runner, which there was only one of, which is kind of what's very strange to me. I'm wondering if that's also a misprint or something. A16. Wait. Yeah, wait a minute. Because A12. Wait a minute. Okay, I figured it out. Is the parts here are separate from the rest of the parts. So it's not a gold part, it was a silver part, is what I was looking for the whole time. Yeah, see? The solution presented itself. So now where does that fit on here? Right there. It was just a matter of putting our thinking caps on. Zach, you missed a super chat. Oh, okay, thank you. Oops, not that one. I'll thank you, Edison, for reminding me. I missed a super chat. Where? A while back. Oh, Edison, thank you for that. Think of turning an MG Tall Geese into an MG Leo. I've thought about it, and I've seen a lot of people do it. Thank you there for the super chat. Thanks very much. I've seen other people attempt it, and as far as I've seen, I mean, it's not like not the most difficult thing. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a little bit difficult because the designs share a lot of similarities, but there's still like a lot of parts that you would have to kit bash or scratch build, and it just really kind of comes down to how close you really want to make it. You really want it to be like 100% accurate, and it's close, but there is still a lot of work that's required to make it accurate. A lot of like pretty hefty changes, like to the proportions and things like that. So it's not, I mean, from what I can tell you of seeing other people attempt it, it's not quite as easy as you might think, like right away. So for that reason, and just the fact that I'm not that big of like a Leo super fan that I really want to custom make my own 1/100 scale, I'm perfectly fine just waiting for the eventuality of whenever Bandai is gonna ultimately make MG Leo, because I do believe that they will eventually. So I'm fine with just waiting. Or I don't know, maybe they won't, and then I'll just be sad. But yeah, I don't know. I would say it's that goes there. 18.3. Okay, that's that part. 18.3. This part here. Kind of skipping around a bit. I went back to the full armor parts here just for a moment because it was kind of already there on the page. We'll get back to finishing the base leg here in just a moment. There we go. So that section, and that section. Those parts that fit on there like that. The bitrate is a bit messed up. Yeah, it looks like my connection is maybe a little bit low. If you refresh, it should be okay. An MG Serpent, yeah, between the two, like Mercenary said, between the Leo and the Serpent, honestly, I would prefer having a Master Grade Serpent, because we already have a nice HG Leo, which is fantastic. Master Grade would be cool as well. But well, that's an interesting one. Which would I prefer? Because we have a 1/100 scale Serpent, we don't, and a 1/144 scale old one. But I feel like I need to put this to a poll. Let's make a poll real quick. I'll put it up on my YouTube community page here. Hang on just a second. Although I feel like I kind of already know the answer to this. Kind of no reason to even put up a poll. Let's see. So what I'm wondering is, would you rather, because we already have a really nice Leo kit in the HG, we don't have a nice Serpent kit. We have an HG, an old HG, and the 1/100 scale kit. So I mean, there's some options. Basically, at this point, we have no option for the Leo in 1/100 scale. But we have no option for the Serpent in terms of like a nice new modern kit. So would you prefer a modern HG Serpent or a 1/100 scale Master Grade Leo? I feel like, obviously, I feel like Leo's gonna dominate the poll, but I'll put it up for a vote anyway. Let's see. Okay. Let me just do this. Where is it? That's annoying. Okay. There you go. I've given up on Bandai. I'll take whatever I can if I can get it. Anything corporate and official these days just mean subpar. There we go. All right, the poll is up. Check it out there on the community tab. In the meantime, let me see if I can't finish this part of the build here. We'll say, yeah, there's just a couple of bits that I've noticed in the instruction manual where, like, so like for this part here, these parts need to fit onto here, and there's like an opposite one for the opposite side, but the way the angle that it's shown in the manual, it's like at an angle like this here. Right there, where the gray part, I mean, it's like shown like that. Why not just show it like this so it's kind of more clear to see like the shape? Showing it like that. Let me show you the opposite side. If this was the opposite side, I mean, I guess it's pretty obvious which one, but it could almost be like that, and it'd be kind of hard to tell the difference. I don't know. Not that hard, I guess, but I don't know. At least, just my point is, I feel like showing it just slightly turned to the side would be much easier to kind of see what you're supposed to do. Now, where'd that part go? There it is. Whoops. that. Wait, what? So that's meant to go in the side. Okay. Later. Oh, sorry. How long till you start missing super spicy food from Korea? What's going on, Shaka? I will not be missing that because as much as I love Korean food, I don't really like super spicy stuff that much. There's some foods over there that are like relatively spicy, and probably for most like Westerners would probably consider it pretty spicy kind of stuff that I do like. There is some. The problem is that it doesn't always agree with my stomach. There's some foods there that I like to eat and like I try to eat, and I just like regret it later. So I'll have it, and then like later on my stomach's like, why did you do this? And it's just a bad time. Like the Nyangnam chicken, for example. It's like this sort of like a little bit spicy chicken, not exactly necessarily that much, just kind of depends on like the brand and the sauce. Exactly, the sauce can be like slightly different, but that's usually pretty good, but doesn't really always make me feel very good. No. This part too. I'm just looking at this, like trying to see how this part fits in here. I'm making some spicy ramen as we speak. I know I'll pay the price tomorrow, but I can't stop myself. Yeah, ramen is definitely one thing that I just don't really like, so that's an easy temptation to avoid. My wife likes spicy ramen, of course. Ow. Come on. This one also going to be tricky. So I had this with like a part before. There's been a couple of parts here and there, not much, and nothing that I would really consider to be anything of an issue. But there has been a couple of parts where the it feels like there's like small parts where the fit is like a little tight and tricky, and it feels like it's pretty much just because of wait. Damn. It's just because of the gold plating more than anything else. All right. I missed this part here. Wish I could see that a little bit more clearly. There we go. How's my wife? She's doing pretty well. She met. This is one of the things that we were there. One of the things that we did while we were there. She was able to meet with her doctor there as well. I mean, she has a doctor here in the U.S., of course, who she actually met today. But then, yeah, while we were there, she was able to meet with her doctor there, and yeah, pretty good. Okay, so there's the sides of that armor for the legs. This little bit here. I don't think that's right. Or is it? Hard to be sure. I'm not sure. It's like, got this part on here, and I don't know if it's quite in the right position or not, but I think it is. Just in case. Gonna try it again. Alright. It should be like that. Can't possibly fit any lower. So I guess that's right. Okay. Okay. All right. So I think that's all for the full armor parts for that leg. Yep. So we can go back to just the base leg construction here. Somewhere. Where was it? Here. Okay. How come there isn't a Zaku Verka? I don't know. It's a good question. Kotoki doesn't... I don't know if it's by his choice or by Bandai's choice, but doesn't really make antagonist mobile suits very often for the Verka line. So, yeah. This apparently is supposed to fit on here something like that, I guess. All right. Which one goes on first? Alrighty. Thunderbolt Gundam could also count as an antagonist in this case. Yeah, I suppose. That's true. Yeah. But yeah, we have not seen too many antagonist mobile suits. Other than what? Just like the Thunderbolt Gundam and Psycho Zaku, I guess. You could kind of count maybe both of those, or one or both of those. The Sinanju and Sinanju Stein, I guess, maybe, sort of. That's kind of about it. There's our foot. I like it. Very long. And for this, okay, why? We're supposed to... Oh, okay. Supposed to then take apart this frame section here again, even though we just put it together, and use a different polycap there, because we're gonna basically add like an extension piece here for this. Okay. So we're not going to use that one. Okay. Use this one. I don't really know what exactly the difference is for that. Now we're also going to remove these parts. I don't know. Let's see. Just gonna go for it. Apparently this part is different. So then what about this little piece here? Do we still use this one or no? I am confused. Don't know, but I'm guessing we are supposed to keep this one. Oi! Let's see, let me try to see. Yeah, we definitely do need to keep that piece on there because there's something else that connects onto it later. So, all right. Okay, I don't get it, but I'm just gonna go along with it. This one too. We got that. And not entirely sure the correct direction for that. So you have this like little extension piece that you have to add in there. Something like that, I guess. Oops, hang on. Let's probably not in there, right? Oh. Yes, it is. Somehow managed to have that on there the right way. Okay, well, that seems like that should hold that extension piece in there pretty well. I'm not entirely convinced yet, but we shall see. Yeah, this is the trouble with building, like having a separate instruction manual and like separated construction for like the frame, and then coming back like frame parts, because it seems like they made the frame, and like the reason for having that part of the manual separate is so that the frame can be used to make just a different version of the kit or something like that, if essentially. And I prefer if they would just not do that, or I don't know, have it laid out in a little bit different way. That's also not going on there. Bear with me a minute here, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. And yes, I think it will all kind of work out in the end, but just trying to make sure I have everything right. Wait. Oh, shouldn't have put that on there yet, I think. I goofed again. And there's not really any way. Shoot. There we go. Oof. That pop. Satisfying. Knowing that it seems I got it in there where it's supposed to be. Ooh. Love to hear that little creak, because that means that's fitting together. Okay. A couple of knee parts on here that I forgot to put on. Uh-oh. Battery is exhausted. Me too. So I guess we can do those. We can. Just a minute, guys. I'll get to that. Just want to put the leg on here. It certainly feels quite hefty in hand. What? Just wanted to put that side skirt together there real quick. All right. There we go. I wonder what kits they'll release for the new Hathaway movie. That's a good question. Yeah. So there we go. So far, so cool. Uh-oh. Oh. A part fell off, and of course it was just the finger parts, which I mentioned before. I figured would be an issue. You know, a lot of little bits to adjust here and there, trying to just get everything just so. But we've got our other leg to put together here in just a moment, but it does look pretty incredible. All right. Going to as I'm going along, try to a little bit kind of preemptively sort stuff out a little. The parts for the base leg and parts for the full armor leg. We'll try to keep everything somewhat organized here. So what kit diorama are you looking forward to building the most this year? I'm just hoping that I can finish the diorama that I just started this week, which at the moment, I'm sorry, I cannot elaborate on. Okay. Can you say if you'll be entering online or in store? Well, Leviathan, I will be entering online, as everybody has to enter online. It seems like for this particular competition, that I'm making this diorama for. It seems like, from what I saw on the website, I'm just kind of briefly glancing over it because I was planning on entering online anyway, but it seems like if you want to enter in a store, it's just kind of optional because everything needs to be submitted online anyway. So it's kind of not really much point to hauling your build to a store. You're doing the whole kit in one sitting? I think we're probably going to stop after this leg, and I'll finish the backpack and weapons later. Everything, the parts are all ready, but I think we're just over 2 hours at the moment. Finishing up the legs, at least so like the main body is all done to show you guys, I think will probably be enough for today, if that's okay with you guys. Because yeah, it's a lot. it's a pretty hefty kit. There's a lot of stuff in here. I can continue. I'll try. We'll stick around. Okay. If we get to $200 in super chats, then I'll stick around and finish the rest of the build in one sitting. Can we do it, chat? We're at 2 so far, I think so. We might make it. Got to work in 3 hours. Oof. I tend to not like mixing scales if possible. I pick a scale for a series of kits and stick with it. Yeah, I've heard other people do that as well. Spoken like a true capitalist. Hey, I'm back in America, baby. I'm back. Don't challenge them. Someone crazy enough will do it. That could be true. In that case, let's see, what can we do? Next time I'll be like, what would be good? Like, okay, chat, today's goal is $400 to fix our air conditioner. Something stupid like that. Uh-oh. All right. Still like pretty complex. I'm still gonna have to follow the instructions mostly, but I feel like there's some parts will certainly kind of cruise along a bit more briskly here for the second leg, and then not having that interruption of looking for that part, which I wasn't sure if I misplaced or what was the deal with that. So second leg should definitely be much quicker. Is it raining? Holy crap. Sounds like it's raining. Or for a second there it did. It sounds like it's already done. A very Florida rain shower. As soon as I notice and make mention of it, then it's done. Oh, nope, there it goes again. But well, $400 is enough to cover groceries for half a week. Hey, you ain't kidding. Oh yeah, it's really raining now. You guys, I don't know if you can hear it or not. The mic might be just picking it up as static and just cutting it out. So you guys might not be able to hear that, but it's raining. I was hoping to go for a swim after work today. We're going over. We don't have a pool at our house, unfortunately, but we're going over to our neighbor friend's house where they have a pool. I was hoping to swim, but I'm certain it'll be done raining by that time. That's in another 2 hours from now. It's not going to rain that long. That's for sure. I imagine it's going to be probably pretty well done in about 20 minutes or less. Public pool is nicer. I mean, we don't really... Where even is there a public pool around here? I'm not even sure. We're having so much rain, but of course it stops as soon as I mow the lawn. Yeah, this year, I mean, like, lawn care this year has just been a real pain in the ass. Because, like, yeah, it's raining a lot, like, all at once, and then it's like the grass goes super long, so, like, oh, I gotta mow. And then after that, and yeah, it's super hot. And so then it sucks when you have to mow when it's super hot because it's just awful. And then it's so hot, then it's like also just burning the grass too. So like as soon as you mow, cutting the grass down, and then it just gets burnt, and then it's all brown. I don't know. It's a whole thing. The joys of being a homeowner. So in this case, rather than putting the part together for the thigh and then having to take it apart again, I'm going to check which part I need here first. So let's see. Oh. It's all times 2. Oh, left leg. Right leg. Okay, so it's this one we need. Not that one. Like that. And means in this case we'll use this one here. What kit should be used for a Zaku Aurelius theme kill team? Oh, I don't know. A Zaku, I imagine. Seems like that would make sense. Is it a good idea or a bad idea to go ahead and put these armor pieces on here earlier than we're meant to according to the manual? I may live to regret it, but let's see. Oops. That part is slightly turned. That's annoying. Yee. There we go. Much better. All right. So Yeah, for the right leg, we need. Need the other parts here first. This one here, this one here. Oh, it's really coming down. Hope we don't get any deliveries here all of a sudden, as that does tend to happen sometimes as soon as it starts pouring rain. Is there even enough entry grade Zaku for a symbol? I was like, what? Wish we had an entry grade Zaku kit. That would be very cool. Hope that we do eventually get one at some point. You would think that Benda would want to make that. I mean, like, I get like kind of the entry grade line seems to be kind of like any line. They want to just make like the most popular Gundams. Okay. So actually, this page 4. So if you guys are getting the kit, seems like this page of the manual for the inner frame. It's like the first, second, third page of construction, which is like actually the last page of the construction. Basically, just ignore this page. I'll have to remember to make a note of that in the review for everybody, because that's the part that, I mean, you could just build that like I did, and then you have to like take stuff apart again, like how I did for the other legs. So you can avoid having to do that just basically by not building that part. What the heck? We are gonna use that? I don't get it. But okay. Good afternoon. In Taiwan, it's midnight. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah, anyway, back to the entry grade discussion. Yeah, I think, as I was saying, Bandai wants to make like their most popular designs, of course, but it does feel like the entry grade line would be perfect for making stuff like a new gym, a new Zaku. It's because we did get like a new sort of Revive HG Zaku kit not too long ago, but we don't have a newer gym kit, and it would be nice to have one. And they could just make it as an entry grade. That means it'd be very simple, it'd be very cheap, perfect for army building. Perfect for people that want to build like 15 gyms. Now you can. Not that like just a regular HG would be expensive by any means, but still an entry grade would be even cheaper. Okay. that, and then this, and then what? That one there. Like that. Knee. Knee armor. That. This. Now is when we get to squeeze the crap out of this. Yeah, it wasn't quite as entertaining as the first one. But that's it for the main leg. The rest of the parts are for the full armor parts. Let's see. How is Gundam assembly play out so far? So yeah, the assembly so far has been pretty good. The only part that is falling off here, unfortunately, is the fingers. But it's just on like the closed fist here. There we go. Hopefully, on like the other fingers for like the weapon holding hands or whatever, hopefully the fingers stay in place a bit better. Just because of the overall design of this and like the weight of it having the metal parts, now with like the main body done, it feels very much like a metal build, basically. So there you have it. Let me focus this up a little bit better here for you guys. Does feel like slightly loose there in the torso. Maybe I don't have that popped in all the way. Could be the case. Nope. It does seem to be the extent of that. And yeah, we'll see if that causes any kind of issue or not. It might not end up being any kind of issue, but it just seems like the rotation here, it's like a little too loose there in the midsection. So a very easy thing to fix. I mean, you can just add a little something, whatever is your addition of choice to add there on that peg there in the middle, just to make that so it's not quite so loose. But I mean, at the moment it feels okay. Tino, is this in 1/100 scale, right? Yes, yeah, 1/100 scale. It's listed as like a master grade, even though, I mean, it's not technically a master grade if it's not a actual Gundam model. But I mean, yeah. So I think the rest of these parts are just parts for the full armor, which, like I said, I'm going to add those on in the review. So I'll go ahead and finish putting those together. I need to finish putting the backpack parts together, of which there's a lot. So that's going to take a little while to get all the backpack parts put together. And then the weapons as well. So there's some more to the build. I think I'm going to wrap it up right here for right now. That was a lot. There's just some more parts to put together, but I'll have the review for you guys out pretty soon, beginning of next week. I'll put the full armor parts on in the review. Yes, so I just want to be able to show it to you guys like this in the review first, and then we'll put the full armor parts on everything. So yeah, check out the review. That'll be beginning of next week, probably Tuesday, I want to say. And yeah, let's see. And then next week, also probably later in the week, I'm planning to be live building the new real grade Shining Gundam. So tune in for that later on as well. But as for today, I think that's going to be about it. Thank you guys for hanging out. And I don't think there's anything else I wanted to add. So with that, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. See you later. Bye.